High school wrestling from Bedford as the Kicking Mules host Saline in a team duel starting at 138 pounds. Lucas Gerber up 6-1 already in the first, but he wants more. Gerber flips his opponent to his back to win by fall in the first frame, and that was a trend that carried on throughout the night. 150 pounds, Camden Lewis earns the pin to win in the first period as well. Kicking Mules are starting their dominance early on, up to 157 pounds, where another pin happens in the first period. Connor Hall gets the quick win by fall. We'll take things up to the big boys, 215 pounds. Connor Green gets the takedown. And he'd get more than that. He'd go on to win by a 9-2 decision, getting that victory on his birthday.
He was a bulky guy for sure. I haven't faced him yet at all. And when I was moving him, I saw his ankle there, so I picked that twice, and that for sure encouraged me to move him around more. And that's how we break kids down. We are always on them, always pressure on them, pushing them to their limits, and that's how we win against the big guys.
CJ Perry and Sonny Lewis break down for more.
If you come into Mule Country, you might expect to get kicked, and that's exactly what happened to the Saline Hornets tonight, taking on the Bedford Kicking Mules. Sonny, Saline was game. They had some good individual wrestlers, but I think when you're talking about Bedford, you're talking about depth, and you're talking about kids who will just overwhelm another team, aren't you?
Yeah, you're talking about a whole team at that particular. They got guys that are really good, and they're able to go with anybody at that particular point. And other teams will have some good guys, and they'll go good against Bedford at that particular point, but overall, it's still Bedford is still a strong team, and they historically have always been a strong team.
Right, with Coach Kevin Vogel, it's always a numbers game. At the lower middle weights, that's where Bedford really started to shine at 150. Camden Lewis got a victory. How about Connor Hall with the fall? He flattened out his opponent pretty quickly as well.
Absolutely, they did some nice job. You see that the Bedford guys were always very aggressive. Right. When they were on top, they were going for the fall. They were staying aggressive, doing all the things which they needed to do.
At 215, our birthday boy, Connor Green, facing Jericho Poe from Saline. Poe was a solid opponent, kind of a big, bulky guy, but really, once Green was able to start getting some points, really started to chip away at him. So two defensive guys, and it looked like Green really started to take control of that match.
Absolutely, that's what he did, and he worked hard. You can see he's very aggressive, and that's what you want to see out of the guys, especially your bigger guys. You want them to go after it, keep a lot of pressure on them, and do whatever they can to score points.
So some good individual matches, but again, Bedford way too strong, as they've always been.